Remember the first time you looked at birds through binoculars? How they came alive with color, motion, and markings you'd never noticed before. You could really see the brilliant orange of a Blackburnian warbler's throat and actually count the streaks on a yellow warbler's breast. In your field guide, you could identify these birds by these distinctive details. Without binoculars or field guides, would birds mean as much to you today? Now imagine you've been asked to study birds in a remote or unfamiliar area. You're not sure what birds you'll find, but people are relying on you to come up with a plan to protect them. Could you succeed without optics or field guides? A number of talented scientists, teachers, and conservationists from Mexico to Argentina face this problem all the time.
Researchers in the Caribbean and in Middle America and South America are best suited to ask the questions and pursue the research that needs to be done on birds in their areas. It's essential that we know about these birds because many of them are birds which also migrate to North America.
In Argentina, there was a researcher who was studying birds at a roosting site. There were thousands of shorebirds. He had no binoculars, he had no book, he had no idea what species he was looking at. He would try to draw the birds that he was seeing and send his drawing to a friend who had a book so that his friend could help identify them.
North American scientists quickly responded like good neighbors upon learning of their Latin American colleagues' predicament.
In 1989, a major conference was held bringing together most of the researchers who work on neotropical migrant birds. It was then that an extremely simple idea was born. When people got together and just started talking to one another, they realized it would be a fairly straightforward thing to organize a program which takes things like binoculars, spotting scopes, etc., and moves them from North America into the hands of the researchers throughout Latin America. And that was how Birders Exchange was born.
Once the idea was hatched and the channels of communication were opened, a clearinghouse was established to recycle binoculars, spotting scopes, field guides, and other essential research tools. The network soon expanded to include conservationists, teachers, and students. Today, Birders Exchange, a program sponsored by the American Birding Association, is helping conservationists, teachers, and students in hundreds of organizations who study, watch, and care about birds. Birders Exchange supplies optics and other essential research tools to the winter guardians of hundreds of U.S. bird species throughout the neotropics. Birders Exchange targets people who make a difference. In Trinidad, Sheldon Driggs teaches natural history, leads tours, trains guides, and inspires youngsters with his charismatic personality and intimate knowledge of his country's amazingly rich wildlife.
Things along the line of binoculars and scopes would be a very great asset to allow people to get on-hand experience or a very close view of birds in the field and see the beauty of the bird and not just see a bird quickly buzzing by, things of which basically would be a great impression in the heart of a child, an adult of which had never seen some of these things before. These people talking to their parents saying, "Dad, there is no need to hunt this when we can buy the chicken in the supermarket," or things of this nature. So we find a good effect taking place, and we frequently try to work at that everyone who comes there enjoy themselves, but also leave with an interest developed in nature.
With the help of Birders Exchange, Norma Fariz and her many volunteers accomplished the near impossible task of counting millions of migrating raptors funneling through Veracruz.
What we need most are binoculars for the education program for the kids to be able to see these birds, field guides, especially the ones about birds of Mexico, and if they're in Spanish, even better, and scopes for the monitoring part of the whole Veracruz River of Raptors project. It helps a lot of the locals to identify with what is surrounding them, to really know it, and then feel proud about it. And in order to do conservation, first you need to know what you're trying to to conserve, and then feel proud about what you have in order to keep it there.
Your support of Birders Exchange will help people like Sheldon and Norma to educate others about birds and conservation programs from Mexico to Tierra del Fuego.
I wish that we could fulfill every request. We try to send something to everyone, but we need many more donations.
I think field people all over the world always have new needs all the time. And that includes us up here working in the U.S. and our friends in Canada. We always need new and better equipment, and that never ends.
The most important items for Birders Exchange recipients are optics, especially waterproof and at least rubber-armored binoculars and spotting scopes. Our recipients also are in desperate need of laptop computers, camera and sound recording equipment, and even backpacks.
There are many ways that you can help. Check your closets for optical equipment in good working condition. Neotropical field guides written in Spanish are especially useful. Become an organizational or corporate sponsor. Volunteer to be a courier and personally experience the satisfaction of placing important tools into grateful hands. Consider purchasing Songbird coffee from ABA Sales. A percentage of the profits directly benefits Birders Exchange. Make a financial contribution. Even a small donation helps purchase equipment, and all donations are tax deductible.
Birders Exchange is making a huge difference south of the border, and I wish there were more organizations that were. I cannot think of very many that are making as significant a direct impact on the future of Latin American ornithology as Birders Exchange.
With your support, Birders Exchange will continue to help protect both native and migratory birds, teach people to enjoy and respect wildlife, and sow the seeds for sound conservation policies throughout the Americas. Please visit our website, americanbirding.org. Email Betty Peterson at bex@aba.org. Send your contributions to Birders Exchange, American Birding Association, 720 West Monument Street, Colorado Springs, Colorado, 80904.
No donation to Birders Exchange is too small. Even a simple book or one binocular can make a world of difference to people who have no equipment.
Well, this is the opportunity that I have to say thank you to all of you that have donated equipment. You are making the difference, and you are helping us to achieve conservation goals. So thank you again.